My name is Taryne. I have an obsession with the number 4, and I hate pickles, borderline afraid of them. And that's my fun fact for you.
Hey, my name's Doug. Fun fact about me, I actually backpacked all over Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji for 4 months. Great learning, growth experience. It was awful and awesome all at the same time.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kendall Long, and this is Down to Date, the podcast where we bring 2 complete strangers together in a podcast studio to see if they are a match made in podcast heaven. I have Taryne and Doug with me, and we're going to see if they're down to date. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's just start. Let's just go for it. All right. So in the beginning, I like to get all the surface level stuff out of the way. Oh, by the way, you guys probably recognize Doug. He was here before in the podcast studio. And Sally, it was not match made in podcast heaven, but you're back again.
I'm back for more fun.
I'm so
I had a
excited
great
to have
time.
you.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think I texted producer next day, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to do it again. Yeah.
It's just
fun.
It's fun to just kind of like see like where connection goes.
Yeah.
You know? Join the connection groovy train of connection.
I mean,
That's
games,
our slogan. Games.
You know what I mean? Games are fun.
You can't
Like, no
ask
matter
for
what.
anything more than that.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, so we're gonna. I mean, you've done this before, so you're not a noob. But Taryne, this is your first time.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
So
I'll go easy on you then.
I was going to say, I don't think this is fair, but it's
I know there's a slight advantage on Doug's end. Slight advantage.
There we go.
But all right. Well, we're just gonna jump right into it. And since this is your first time, ladies first. So basically, what we do in the beginning is we tell your entire life story in 1 minute. In as much detail as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be intimidated.
Okay.
You know, no one
Is there,
knows
like, a
yourself
timer
more
I'm
than
supposed
you.
to watch?
There is a timer,
Okay.
but just don't look at the timer. Pretend it
Okay.
doesn't exist.
Okay.
But are you ready?
Sure.
All right,
Yeah.
Taryne, and your mark, get set, go.
Okay. I was born. I was born in...
That's a good start.
I was born.
Thank you. I was born in, I think, Chino. I moved to like Whittier around 4. My mom is a preschool director, so like went to school with my mom being director. My dad was a principal, so I had my dad as my principal. So very big education family. I have all brothers, so I'm pretty feisty, but also I'm a 2 on the Enneagram, so I'm very loving as well. I've only broken 1 bone when I was in 4th grade, trying to keep up with the boys, of course. And then elementary was pretty much a breeze. Junior high, again, my dad was my principal, so that was really hard, but super involved, tried all the sports. But then my friends were all cheerleaders, so I cried and asked my dad if I could please not do sports anymore and do cheer. He said yes, but I promised him I'd keep doing softball, which I did through high school and won CIF. And in high school, I was super involved.
Time's up.
That's all I got to.
How far did we
I
get?
didn't
Yeah.
know
We
how
got to high
detailed
school?
I was
You
supposed
get to high school?
Yeah.
You just got to high school,
But
I
honestly,
think, right?
like most of that is all you really need to know about me. So you're
Actually, there's a lot of information.
There's a lot of me.
Basically, I think
Yeah.
a high school like encompasses like who we are today.
good. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dad was your principal.
Yes.
That's. I part of me is like, was that a really good thing, or because if you get in
Yeah.
trouble, it's like.
Did
you
like
know.
people give you shit for that?
like, yes.
or
He's not
was
gonna
it
expel
it
you.
was bad?
I mean, I'm really close with my dad, so it was great doing that with him. But any accomplishment I got, it was always, oh, it's only because of your dad. So that was like really hard.
Right.
Even like I was voted as captain on a team by the girls, and they still said that, and I was like, you guys voted for
Yeah.
me. Like I'm
Right?
so confused.
Yeah.
So I felt like a lot of stuff got like robbed, but it still was great.
Yeah, still you had the inside scoop on what was
I
going,
did.
what was going on.
I did.
in
I
school,
tried. I mean, I tried to.
which
you
is
know.
a clear advantage.
Yeah, of course.
All right, Doug, you know the drill. 1 minute
Yeah.
on the clock, your entire life story in as much detail as possible.
Try to get past high school.
Yeah.
I know.
if you
Okay,
can.
I will.
All right, and your mark, get set, go.
Okay, so I'm from the suburbs of Chicago, and I went to U of I Champaign, Big Ten, did that whole thing, business administration. After college, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. My dad, he actually just retired, but he owned his own financial advising practice, so I was like, well, take that over. So I took all the tests, passed them all, and then decided I didn't want to do that, which I was kind of new, you know what I mean? But there's nothing else going. So I was
Follow
like,
your heart.
Yeah. And so then I moved out here. I lived here for 5 years before leaving, and I went and I traveled all over Australia, New Zealand, Fiji for 4 months.
Backpacking?
That was
Got it. Okay.
solo. But I met so many people that literally for the 4 months I was almost never alone because you just find new people or whatever. And then I was back in Chicago for about 2 years before moving back out here. It's been like 4 years. I feel like
Wow. Okay.
So
I like how you just skipped birth to high school and just went straight into like university.
I was born, and the rest is history.
I used to play with my friend Matt in 5th grade.
Shout out, Matt.
Did you want that info?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, shout out to Matt.
I did.
Wherever
All right,
you
so
are.
we got like two ends of the coin. We got like the childhood, and then we
Yes.
got like the adulthood.
Yeah.
You know, so we got the balance of it. All right, got all that stuff out of the way. Next is the fear jar, the jar of questions that you never want to bring up on a first date.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so this is, I love these kinds of things. I like just making people feel really uncomfortable with the jar.
I mean,
Me too.
usually I do that for myself, with
Yeah.
myself, make myself uncomfortable. So this will be
I
it.
feel like you welcome fear.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
Bring it on. All right, Taryne, you're going to go first.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a list of baby names?
Do you?
Oh, I
That's for
answer
you.
it?
I was okay.
Oh, I answer it.
You both are going to answer it. You're not getting away
that's
with
right,
it
yeah.
either.
I like asked him so intensely.
I know.
I don't. I mean, I definitely think about my future kids, but I have this thing where I want this just like amazing name, and it still hasn't come to me yet. But
Apple.
if it had come to me, then I would probably have a list.
I think you have to see the face of the baby.
Yeah. Okay. Some people feel like that too. Yeah.
I mean, I have like an idea. How about you, Doug?
Well, I mean, I don't have like a list, but there's the weird thing because it's not like I'm like baby crazy, but when I hear names, sometimes I'm like, wow, that is a really like cool name. Like Cooper.
And do you write, Cooper.
Cooper, Taylor. I liked Taylor before like Taylor Swift. Like back in the day, like I knew a Taylor and I was like,
You thought
that's a
Taylor was
really
cool before it was cool.
Yeah. For a guy or, because I was like, that's cool for like a guy or girl.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, what else? There's like Jordan is a good one. Oh, Summer.
Oh, I like Summer.
Maybe
That's
that
pretty.
one partially is
Those
probably
seasons.
from OC. Rachel Bilson and the OC.
What's her name? Summer?
Summer, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was, Misha
You just said a
Barnes'
different
best
name and you're like,
friend.
I like Summer because of Rachel. And
Well, I
like,
think that's where I picked it up, but I like the name Summer as well. In August.
it just
I'm
makes
born
you
in
feel all
August.
warm inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a cool name,
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Go for it, Doug.
Hey.
Yeah, really digging. Ooh.
What is the most important rule when going on a date?
Okay. Wait, now I
Oh,
have to-
no, Doug,
Oh,
you
it's me
answer.
for-
Yeah.
I was like, every time I
I'm
just
just-
have to answer.
You had me believing it was your
I
turn.
know.
All right, Doug, go for it. What's the most important rule when going on a rule?
Real rule.
The real
Be
rule.
real.
The real rule.
Be real.
I
there
think
you
that
go.
is like that's you hit it right
I gave
there.
you the freaking answer.
I don't honestly I don't like as soon as I read it I was like I don't think there is a rule. But like real is good. Just be I like to just put it all out there. That's why I like asking these type of questions. I like to do it anyways just cuz it's fun. A push buttons, but B it's just kind of fun to like I don't know, just see rather than like the same old interaction or like where are you from? What
Switch
do
it
you do?
up a
Blah, blah,
bit.
blah.
Yeah.
So like no rules, but be you. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
See, I think that's
Simple.
Yeah.
There's not
simple.
much to
Hey,
say.
you know what? Sometimes it doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah.
How about you, Taryne?
I would say, the same. I think sometimes like on dates, it's like you want to put this like highlight reel out and it's very like flashy and everything. And then you feel like you don't really know who the person is. So I think just kind of like acting the way you would and getting to know someone and like putting yourself out there and being honest. Definitely.
You know, what I admire is that you guys both managed to implement real into your answers after I
We
accidentally
were
said
just
real.
supporting you. We were like, how can we
We were so
support?
good
It makes me
at that.
feel like I was just subliminally like getting. All right, Taryne.
My turn. All right. Ooh, okay. Why are you still single? Okay, I would say it's primarily my choice because I'm very picky. I'm very I've been single for a long time, so I've like formed that independence and kind of like doing my own thing. I also work with kids, so it's like not much action happening there. So I think that is the main reason. I've just never been like a dater. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Doug?
Why am I single? That's a good. Sometimes
That's
I
a
ask
good question.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I ask that
Well, once you
because
hit
I'm
a
like,
certain age, people are like, "Why are you single? Like, what's wrong with you?" You
Yeah.
know what I
Right?
mean?
That's not fair.
No, it's not fair.
It's like I
at
just
all.
don't feel like I want to be in a relationship, and it's fine.
Yeah, I'm amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just single, so
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Why are you still single, Doug?
the way you said it.
yeah. Wow. This is stumble. Well, no, that's what I was saying. Like, so I asked myself that, 'cause, not to be like arrogant, but I'm like, I am a catch because I feel like I'm very like cool, down to earth, well rounded. Most of my friends know, like, I get along with everyone. But I guess, kind of like you said, I am picky. But at the same time, I don't know, I guess no one's really impressed me to that, like, next level. Like,
No one's impressed
I
me
don't-
enough.
I don't know. I know
love
that
that
sounds
answer.
bad. I don't know. It's just,
I'm not easily impressed.
well, just where I'd be like, yes, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I want
You just
forever.
haven't found like the explosion of
Yeah.
connection.
I guess, yeah.
I
Which
think
is
that
fair.
it is a very I'm like drawn by that, like that feeling, you know, because I have experienced it, and I think like it's just such a hard thing because people get so offended if like you're not into them, but like we're all not made for each other.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm fine with that. Like I'm fine with like not being someone's person and vice versa. So
Yeah.
I
A
don't
theme
know.
that I've been talking about recently is like you can't be everyone's type.
yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
No,
And
I agree.
it's so true, and I think people take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
But you really shouldn't take it personally because you can't be every form of attractive to someone, every
I
form
totally
of beautiful,
agree.
every
Yeah.
form of, connected with everybody. So, if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it's not you.
yeah.
It's them.
And for me,
So leave
it's
us
always
alone.
like stop asking. It's like a vibe too. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's a lot of physical attraction. You can find that easily. But then, is there like a vibe? Like I just like somebody who's very fun, and I immediately can just
Same humor.
That's
That's important.
So
helpful.
important.
Yeah.
Never underestimate humor. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a break. When we get back, we're going to be getting into game time. So we're going to bring out that wheel of
Nice.
games.
Nice.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Down to Date. I have Taryne and Doug in the studio, and we are about to get into game time.
I'm ready.
I have a wheel of games here.
This is exciting.
Don't judge me on my broken arrow. It wasn't meant for. I have super glue with me today. I'm going to fix it. All right, Taryne, because you haven't spun the wheel of games before, you're gonna give it a go, and whatever game it lands on is the one you're gonna do.
Oh gosh, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the pressure. What does it say?
Creative battle. Creative battle.
Creative battle happens. Creature battle.
Creature.
Creature battle.
Yeah.
It's
I
been
can't
going on
see
creature
it.
battle a lot lately. I don't know if I'm mad about it. I'm actually pretty excited about it.
Creature battle.
I don't even know. What
All right,
that-
So many possibilities.
Creature
Yeah.
battle. I give you. Okay, so there's two decks. I'm gonna set up these cards really quick. So there's two decks of cards. One deck has creatures. The other one has attributes. You're going to choose two attributes, one creature, and then you guys are going to battle and explain to me why your creature is going to win.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, this is fun. I love creature battle. I want to see some creativity. I want to see some like cutthroat action. Okay.
Okay.
No
On
being
it.
too nice to the other person. Each of you choose a creature at random. Choose one card.
Just one. Oh, this.
Don't look at it. Just choose one.
Okay.
Okay. And now choose two attributes. All right, please read off your creatures.
Me first.
Doug, go first.
So, wait. You said creatures first, or the
Well,
attribute?
everything.
Oh, everything. Okay, so zombie, and then riding a unicycle, and can breathe underwater.
Ooh, okay.
It's terrifying. Harry Potter, which
Hell yeah.
huge Potter fan, so that's great. Wall crawler and can summon infinite trampolines.
Heck
I
yeah.
feel like go together perfectly. So
All right, so
I'm going to win
Harry
this.
Potter versus zombie. Why would Harry Potter beat a zombie, Taryne?
first of all, he's a wizard.
Hell yeah.
He's has magic. It's in his blood. It's literally been since birth. He also can freaking summon trampolines and crawl walls. So he's literally just like, boom, trampoline, I'm up the wall, boom. And zombies are slow. So he would never get caught, and he could do a spell to kill them. So
Oh, yeah.
boom, done.
Zombie. What? You're going to take that? Are you going to take that from Taryne?
I mean, there were a few, I found a few flaws, although I do like that trampoline summoning I don't
Yes.
I like the word summoning trampoline.
Yes.
Summon
Yes.
is like powerful in
Yeah.
itself.
Yes.
It's so random. But here's the thing. So, like a zombie, you said there could be a spell to like, kill them. Well, you can't kill a zombie. Like they are, you can stop them and then they like get back up eventually.
What about if you blow their heads up?
But don't they like regrow back and keep walking, or they walk without a head
Was
or
he
something?
Inventing
Do zombies
zombie
regrow
actions?
I've seen in some where like they're holding their dismembered head as like to look where they're going, so you can't like kill them. There's no like severing their like heart or head or something like that kills them. So they're literally unstoppable, no matter how powerful
Is there
Harry
a
Potter
spell
is.
that can rid you of a zombie?
I mean, I feel like it hasn't been. If there's a spell that can get rid of a Death Eater, that's literally, it's in his name that he is dead, just like zombies are dead, then I feel like there is hope. And Harry Potter would be the one to find it because he has a heart of gold
That is.
and he never gives up.
And he did kill a Death Eater.
He did.
What do you have to say to that zombie?
He killed he who must not be named. So, I
It's like
mean,
top level.
Here's the thing though, like I can breathe underwater according to this. So I just go into the Marianas Trench. Like you're never gonna find me there if like all else fails, and I'll just live down there.
True.
What is it?
Are you
35,000
running
feet
away?
below.
but you still will never catch me because I will be hopping through
Oh, am I
life.
supposed to want to catch? I just
If
thought
we're
I was
trying to-
staying
You're supposed to
alive.
destroy each other. You're like, bye.
Okay,
Done.
okay. Well, I'll go down there to like hatch a plan and maybe collect like a bunch of zombies, and then we'll come up and fuck shit up.
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
you know, it's possible.
I have to be honest. I think Harry Potter wins.
I do too.
Wow.
And it's not because I'm biased and read every single Harry Potter book.
Yeah, same.
But
It is that. It is
yeah,
that, isn't
but
it?
also I feel like, he did kill a Death Eater, so it
He
makes
did.
sense. All right, shall we play one more game?
Yeah.
All right, Doug,
My
you
spin?
didn't get it. Yeah, you spin, guys. Categories. All right, so categories. I'm going to think of a category, and you guys each have to take turns naming something in the category, and the first person to either repeat or not be able to
crap.
think of something
Okay.
is going to be the loser. I am inspired by you working with children. I'm going to say school supplies.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
That's. I mean,
You were in school. You were a
Okay.
child. You know school
Okay.
It's been
supplies.
so long that I can't remember anything.
All right, Taryne, you're going to go first. Ready, Mark? Get set. Go.
Pencil,
Pen,
stapler,
staples,
paperclip,
construction paper,
3-hole punch.
single hole punch.
I feel like he's just jacking
He
my
is. That's a
stuff.
good strategy.
It's fine though. It's
Is there
fine.
anything-
It's
yeah,
fine. Markers,
Colored pencils.
crayons,
Compass.
What?
Yeah, like a compass. We had to use it for
she said,
what, like geometry. They made us.
I'll let it slide.
Like,
But
with
I
the
think you
pencil-
mean like a.
protractor.
It counts?
It counts.
Okay.
Oh.
Annalise says it counts. It counts. Compass.
Okay, ruler.
I think I'm out.
Oh. You couldn't,
Well, I was-
you,
I-
you
well, I
couldn't
was
come
so-
back with like
I know, I
a
was-
tape measure?
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank
No
for some
worries.
reason.
You know what? This isn't your day for games, Doug. This isn't your
It's because
day.
you skipped all your childhood in the beginning. You set yourself
Maybe,
up.
yeah.
You
for
are
failure.
so right.
Well, and I was so into that compass thing that then when it came back, then I was like, oh shit, I
You're
got
like,
nothing.
I got nothing.
Lost that one.
You're stuck on backpacking. You're stuck on traveling.
Backpack.
Back all
There
comes
we
back
go.
to the backpack. All right. So next, you guys are going to be interviewing each other. So in front of you guys, there is a stack of flashcards with questions on them. You're going to be interviewing each other. I'm going to be stepping out during this time to give you guys a little bit of privacy, going back and forth. The only rule I have is that you both have to answer every single question.
Okay,
All right.
Deal.
I'm
got
going to
it.
disappear into the night.
Tell me of a time when you experienced something supernatural or something you couldn't explain.
Oh,
That's a good one.
that is a good. I actually have. So I was. This was I don't know how long. I get my first time living in LA, and I was working with this company. We were working on the Sony lot, doing some production. I forget what it was, but it was late. Like a bunch of us were after we were done, we're walking, to the parking garage through the lot, and all of a sudden there's this like weird like spacecraft. This sounds ridiculous saying it out loud, but like right above us, like I don't know, it was probably like 100 feet like in the air, and it just like zoomed in out of nowhere, and then it was like sitting there, and I was looking. We were like, we all see this, right? And everyone's like, yeah, because like I said, there are 2 other people with me, and we just stood there looking at it, and it stayed there for about 10 seconds, and then zoomed off out of sight, like
How
into
big
space.
was it?
I mean, it was a big like. I don't know. It was like a big saucer. I mean, it sounds very stereotypical of like what people talk about, like it's flying saucer, but like it was pretty enormous. You know, it wasn't like, you know, I don't know, like it was huge, but it wasn't like so big like that we couldn't see the edges of it or anything like that. But it's so random. I know it does sound extra weird because it was on the Sony lot, so you know you'd be like, well, that could have been anything. But
Some
like,
prop guy was just like, ha ha ha.
well, yeah, maybe I don't know, but like it was so random. It was at the edge of the lot, and there wasn't any production. Like it was late at night, and there was nothing happening. No one was filming, so could it have been something? Sure, but like
Interesting.
super random. I still, I know what I saw, but like I can't say it definitely was, but
Yeah.
super like just what happened there.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So they are real. Okay, good to know. One time we were all in a jacuzzi and we were talking about the whole, what's the thing where you splash water and you say something 3 times? Something. I don't know.
Ouija board? Or like Beetlejuice?
No. It's like some, oh my gosh, I can't remember, which is fine. But anyway, so my friend was talking about it and he was telling the story and he did it. And it literally felt like something like flew down and like went through me. And I usually I'm like not freaked out by stuff. I'm like, no, that's not real. It's just in your head. But the guy in front of me like ducked down in the water because he felt it too. And so that I was like, I need to go home and pray for 5,000 days. So, yeah, that was mine. That was mine. Yes.
That's freaky if you like
terrifying.
feel it in you.
It was terrifying.
That's like,
yeah.
oof.
It was terrifying.
My thing was just out there. It didn't like,
didn't
come probe me or anything.
Different, coming from different supernaturals, I guess.
All right, here we go. What are you ready for now? Next big step in life.
Ooh, I think there's like some things in my life that I feel like I haven't been doing out of fear, and so that like this year, that's my goal, is to like take steps and like do things that I have a hard time doing stuff for myself because I'm like I mentioned, I'm a 2. I'm very like focused on everyone else. So trying to like learn how to take steps for myself this year, which is like involved in a bunch of different areas, but that's like the step I'm trying to take.
Okay, that's a good one.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm always ready for the next big step. Like that's one of my things. I'm always open to the possibilities of the universe. I'm trying to be extra open, I guess, this year. Because I feel like I am ready for something new. I don't know what that is, but I'm ready for it.
You're ready. That's
Whatever
good.
it be, yeah. I'm open.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's great. It's my turn, huh?
Yeah.
What is your biggest dream?
Biggest dream.
It's a very loaded question.
Yeah. I feel like it's changed over the years. And like right now, I guess I'd just like to be. I think I'd like to own my own business because I'm not big on like taking orders from somebody else. And so I guess starting a business, that was my major, technically, like entrepreneurship was my major. So just kind of having, I guess a good is just financial freedom.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm broke, but like where I can do whatever I want always. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying I'm going to go, rent a yacht and party, but just being able to not do things if I don't want to, or, pick and choose.
Call your own shots.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking like biggest dream I've ever had, like I always wanted to be like a famous singer. That was like my biggest dream. I don't know if that's necessarily my like realistic dream. I feel like it's just, I think to be at a point where like I can travel and take care of a family someday and like that kind of stuff. But I don't know if I have like a very like specific dream. It's just kind of like keep going and see where life takes me. But
well, it's kind of the similar, like you just want that freedom. Yeah, I feel like when I was younger, like it's like I want to be famous or this or that, and now it's like I just want to be like happy
Yeah.
and be able to kind of travel or do whatever I want. You know what I mean? And just be comfortable. Like I don't need to be, you know, the most famous person in the world or I don't need Jeff Bezos money. I just, you know what I mean? Just to do my own thing and, you know, come and go as I please. So, all right, we're going to do this middle one. Finish this sentence. The world wouldn't be the same without. Oof.
Do I want to be like deep or like
both?
Because I could say like chocolate, but world wouldn't be the same without. Well, I feel like technology. Like I was talking about that the other day. Like if I didn't have a map on my phone, I would go nowhere. I would just walk in a circle. I'm so bad with direction. So I feel like if all of a sudden we strip technology, everything would be so much more simple and I feel like we would all be happier. But it definitely, I feel like from where our world is now, it would be like night and day.
It'd be so much simpler, but also harder at the same time. Like simpler because then you don't have all that in your face, but then harder because getting places or, you know, knowing where things are, numbers or stuff like that. Yep. So it's both. Yeah. I mean, I agree. That's a good one. It would be very different, like without Facebook.
Yeah. What would you do?
What would be, what's it? I guess without my parents. I mean, I love my parents, so like.
And you wouldn't be here.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, I don't know. Is that too like obvious? Like that's for everyone?
That makes sense. Yeah.
But like that for me, they're kind of my, you know, rocks, you know, like obviously I have friends and other family, but, you know, go to my mom and just bitch about anything that other people may not listen to, you know what I mean? So like, it's nice having, you know, that kind of like steady rock in my life. So wouldn't be the same without him.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you think people's first impression is of you? Oh, that's a good one.
There's some good ones in here.
Are these yours?
These are mine.
Oh,
I've collected all the questions. All right. You guys interviewed each other. You guys, it was like putting the shoe on the other foot. You got to ask the questions.
It's good. Yeah.
It was great. I feel like we were very productive. Got it done.
Yes. You guys are very efficient. All right. Now it's time to go to honesty time. So, Doug, would you mind giving us some privacy? Honesty time. So, Taryne, this being your first podcast date, how's it going?
I mean, it's good. It's definitely interesting, the whole process. And I feel like if I could take like a wheel of games onto dates, like that would be magical.
You can borrow it anytime.
Oh my God, thanks. Yeah. I'm very curious like what the response will be. Like I feel like a very specific type of guy would be like, yeah, let's do it. And other guys would be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Bring your own little mini wheel of games everywhere.
My mother's in the hospital. I need to.
I gotta, ooh, there's the thing. Honestly, I feel like going into dates and having just like random questions and random games brings out something in people that you don't normally see in a first date.
That's true.
It's just like a different opportunity to see a different side of someone.
Totally. Yeah.
That being said, Doug, so what's your first vibe when you first met Doug?
He's super nice. He has like a great smile, a great presence about him. I will be honest, like not really my type that I don't even know if I have a type because I've only like seriously dated like 1.5 guys. Yeah. So, it's been like good conversation. It flows well. But I don't know if like we would, just certain things I'm picking up on that I'm like, oh, I feel like we have different.
Ooh, like what kind of things? I'm curious where you see differences.
Like, what did he say? He said something. Well, like, so I'm a Christian and that's like foundationally like a big important thing. And I can't remember, but he said a couple things that made me feel like that's probably not something, which
like
is
maybe
fine.
He doesn't have the same values in that sense where you would want that for like raising a family.
Yeah, because like to each his own, like no judgment on anyone, obviously. But I feel like especially because I'm not a dater, like if those foundational things are there, then I just am like, I don't want to waste either of our time, you know?
That's so fair.
So I feel like I would have to like dig into that more to like know.
So what is your normal type, or like what are your exes like, I guess is what I'm curious about.
My ex was like musician, like loved to like dance, play sports, very like loud and energetic. Like we as a couple were great, but like foundationally it was like his issues and mine couldn't coexist. So that was him. But yeah, usually I go for like the like athlete, like which makes sense of how I was raised.
Yes, I was gonna say you
just the
brought
like caveman boy. Like
yes, right?
Yeah.
Captain of the team.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Letterman's jacket, don't.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I want your pin, right? Don't you like exchange pins?
Yeah.
Letterman?
Yeah, totally. No, but I don't know if I have a type, and I'm definitely one of those like I want to get to know someone. Like I usually am like, okay, at least like 2 dates to see if like we vibe, and because I have been out of the dating game for so long.
Yeah. How long has it been since you've been on a first date?
Well, I did go on a couple like dating app dates that
No,
weren't
those
gems.
Yeah.
But so I feel like I'm trying to get back into it because I feel like I've just become too comfortable with being single, which is why like originally when I was asked to come, I was like, oh, I don't know, because like this is newer for me to get back
out of your
into.
comfort zone. I love that, and I feel like it's a way to just like throw yourself into cold water.
Yeah.
Or hot water, either
hot,
one.
Cold, both uncomfortable.
We want to shock. We
Shock
want to
and
shock
awe.
the system.
Yes. No, totally. So it's hard. It's hard because like conversationally everything's great, but like it's like I said, I feel like those foundational things I would have to know more about. But yeah.
Yeah. God forbid there's an earthquake. You need a strong foundation.
Strong foundation.
That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Well, totally fair. And I feel like this comes across like a lot in relationships. You know, you want to make sure because as much as we want to say maybe there's no deal breakers, like sometimes like, you want to make sure before you get into a relationship that there isn't something that's going to be completely like if you don't want kids or if you don't see yourself getting married or if you don't have the same religion, that's like huge for some people. So
and it's more just of like you don't want to have to be like always in opposite areas, like, oh, mommy's doing this, but daddy does this way. And, like, and for me, I don't date unless I see a future. Like, I just am very old school.
Which
like
is
that.
smart.
So it's kind of like it's hard for guys when they first meet me, though, because that's when I'm like looking at everything, which kind of sucks. And maybe that's like on me. But I'm very big into like, I don't want to waste any of our time. Like, let's be homies or let's just like go our separate way kind of thing. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. Still feeling it out, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, I commend you for like knowing your brain.
Yeah.
I was going to say heart, but I was like, but it's like knowing you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I guess a huge part of it is like knowing your heart and knowing what you want.
Yes.
And I think that is super important when looking for somebody.
Totally.
All right. Well, we're going to bring Doug in and we're going to see what he says in honesty time.
Awesome.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Honesty time. I want to know your first impression when you met Taryne.
First impression. Yeah, it's a good question.
First vibe. What was your first
I'm trying
vibe?
to rewind now.
Yeah.
She seemed very like kind of open, calm person, which is always nice. Like I said, I talk about vibe a lot because I think that's more important than anything almost.
It's all about the vibe.
And so I mean, it just felt like positive energy.
Yeah, positive energy.
Yeah.
And so going through, this isn't your first rodeo. This isn't your first podcast. So you know what I'm about to ask. Like anything you guys were talking about where you're like, oh, maybe this is someone that I wouldn't see myself in a relationship with?
No. I mean, all her answers, like I agreed with. At no point was I like, oh, Jesus. Like there's no way. No, I mean, I either agreed with it or could see where she was coming from on everything. So no, there was nothing that I was like, it's like a dead red flag or something like that.
Do you feel like you're feeling more so like a friend vibe? Or are you feeling more so like, are you feeling a romantic vibe? It was hard to tell, but I did feel like it was pretty like even. Like I don't know if I saw anything that was like, oh, like romantic vibe.
Yeah.
Or friendship vibe. Like I was kind of like even Steven.
Is that like your superpower? You can tell like the.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge vibe woman.
Good.
But yeah, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I guess maybe a little more of a friend vibe. Yeah.
Yeah,
like she's
which is
very
totally
very
cool.
cool girl. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing I can say like talk shit about. Like she was cool. But yeah, I would say probably more as a friend.
Yeah, it seemed like a very chill. Again, a very chill.
Yeah.
Like down to date, but. I don't know if I felt like any like shocking energy.
Yeah.
But also
it was fun, but yeah.
When you guys came down to the questions, you guys were like very real. And like I enjoyed like hearing your guys' answers and you just like laid it out there and there was like no fear of being vulnerable, which is something that I really enjoyed like observing.
Yeah. I mean, last time, that's why I liked coming here because, I mean, I do that anyways in my normal life. I don't really hold back. A lot of times I overshare or give too much information, but I like to explain where I'm coming from or like sometimes it's very helpful because then people are like, oh, okay, because they think you're being an asshole or this or that. And
I thought that immediately.
Yeah. But you explain, like, so I do like to explain myself, and I always do usually almost always have a reason for things I do. I think a lot of times people do random things and like I'll ask, why though?
I feel like you know yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is something that's really important when looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel like you're at a place right now where you are ready to like meet someone to like share yourself with?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like I have been for a little bit. Maybe the universe thinks otherwise because I haven't found that. But I feel like I am more than before. Like I've wanted to more settle down a little more and have that like person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not like I was ever super like playboy all over the place, but a little more like when I was younger, like just whatever.
Dipping your foot in the pool, experimenting.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm starting to, or I mean, I'm kind of, I'm ready for something real and good, but I guess I haven't come across it, unfortunately.
Well, what's different since like the last time you were in the studio? Like what has changed like relationship wise? Have you been going on dates?
I'm still single. That's why I'm back.
That's true, but have you been
My
going on
girlfriend wouldn't
dates?
let me come here if I had one.
It's like, dang it.
Hey, honey, I'm going to pop out and do this dating podcast. What?
Yeah. Surprise.
But no, I mean, I've been on dating apps for a while, so like I always, it's almost kind of too addicting because I always like it's one of those things. Like some people pop onto Instagram when they're like bored or waiting. I just go to like dating apps. It's kind of like
game of swipes.
Yeah. Well, because here's the thing. It's not
your
like
player.
It's not like I'm looking for like everyone, but it's always in my mind. What I'm always thinking is like, what's around that next corner, that next swipe. That's what always goes. That's why like
Do you feel like with dating apps, it's like the grass is always greener? Like I always feel like that's why it's so easy to ghost and so easy just to move on from maybe a relationship that you've been like developing via message.
Yeah, I would say that, and I can't say I haven't been, part of that. Like sometimes.
Have you ghosted? I won't throw you into the fire. I won't throw you into the fire.
I've never ghosted if like somebody sends
that means
me
yes.
Well, no.
That means yes.
No, I've just like I've never ghosted. If somebody sends me a text, I'll send them back. But like if I'm kind of not feeling it anymore or whatever, like I won't set up any more dates, but I never don't respond to somebody that like asks me a question.
You slowly smother the flame. Which, like that's wouldn't say that's awful in dating apps. I almost feel like that's better than just completely cutting off and being like, I am not answering anymore.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I see it both because they also don't waste their time or your time if it's not like going, but like, yeah, I mean, I try not to be a dickhead about it. Like I try and do my best, but yeah, in the end there is, we all have lives, stuff is happening. So it's kind of best, like if it's not working out to kind of let it go. And I, maybe sometimes I'm too nice. So I don't want to come out and be like, leave me alone or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
true.
What
I mean. I'll never say that. So I'll always respond, but I just won't, we're not going to like make plans, but
yeah, it's almost like a new world. So it's difficult to like know the rules or how to handle like situations in like that new platform.
Yeah.
So.
And you get curveballs like depending
Guys,
on the
old
person.
Fashion, podcasts, libraries, bars.
Libraries. Geez.
Make it happen. All right, we're going to bring Taryne back in and we're going to see if you guys are down to date.
Okay.
All right, so in front of you guys, this is like the moment of the truth. So you each have a flashcard. One side says down, one side says not. On the count of 3, you're going to be revealing if you guys are down to date, down to go on a second date, to your respective cameras, and also say it in the mic.
Okay.
So, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Not.
I like how you looked at me. Like she was
It's always like the pre like right
like
before you say that.
It feels so like, I don't know.
I mean,
like you're being mean.
Yeah, but it's not like a mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's interesting?
She was looking at me the whole time. I was like,
no. I will have you know, I admire both your guys' honesty, but also this is the first time in the Down to Date podcast studio that we have had 2 knots.
Shut up.
What?
First time. Guys, high five. You both said not at the same
Nice.
time.
So everyone's either been down or a mix, like
Yeah,
one.
there's never been 2 knots.
This is great. I feel great. Like,
know.
right? It's not even like rejection. It's just like,
It's just like, hey, you know what?
I think, yeah.
Great conversation. No vibe.
Yeah.
That's
take
what I
it
mean. That's why I
personally.
like coming back, because I was like, it's fun no matter what, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to know people,
Yeah.
like, have conversations you wouldn't normally have. And
Totally.
hell yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much, Taryne.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doug, for both being awesome and both being not down.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time on Down to Date. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, comment, all the beautiful, wonderful things. I will see you guys next time.